We used drop down, collapse, and accordion. Next, after understanding those components, so yesterday we learned collapse and accordion and drop down, how to use them. Now, several more options are there. Navigation bars, navigations, and how to design them. We have another important, before going into navigation, some small options are there. Like we have next important BootStrap pagination. BootStrap pagination. We have BootStrap pagination. Pagination actually, it is just only a symbol presentation. Pagination is not any functionality, but actually pagination, it is required for displaying multiple pages information. It is required for displaying multiple pages information, but it is just only design. Functionality will not be there. Functionality we have to achieve by using JavaScript and jQuery. For this pagination, we have classes like pagination. We have page item. We have page link. Actually, pagination and page item, these two are enough for designing page. Pagination, page item, page link. So you can see how they are used. Pagination.html. Let's copy any example, paste it, and delete all the content in the body section here. Here we are having, for example, roughly, I am creating a table. And for example, we are creating like products table. We have table, and temporarily we are giving some border and width. Table also have some effects I will show you. We will have some 400. T head, TR, TH, some name, and some price like that. And we have T body, TR, TD. I will use ampersand NBSP. That is blank space. The two cells, and like that we have some rows. 2-3 rows we are displaying. After that we have T-foot, table footer. In that we have call span. We already learned merging column span. Some 2. Okay. Actually, the table looks like this. We have the table and content. Because we are using BootStrap. We are using BootStrap. By default, table have such things. You know that table also have rules. Rules you can give as alls. But here those effects are not displayed. Why the effects are not displayed? Because in BootStrap, table have separate classes. In the next example, I will tell you. That means to present tables, we have separate classes. Okay, let me give you those also here. So we have BootStrap tables. Tables. We will use these also. Actually, to present tables, Bootstrap have classes like table. We have like table hover. We have like table dark. We have like table primary. So we can have contextual. Contextual means we know. And table have options like responsive. We have table have bordered. We have table have stripped like this. These are all ready-made table effects. Like this. And just using a class called table. And you can see it will apply that class. All are empty. We don't have any data inside it. We can have some data into table. For example, here we are having like some Samsung, some night casuals, and we have some price. So you can see data will be like that. You can have any number. Table have ready-made class, and observe carefully. We have table. We can apply table hover. Table hover means you can see mouse over highlight will come. That means when I move mouse onto it, highlights that. We have options like table dark. You can use all danger, dark, primary, and it will come like this. We have option like table stripped. Table stripped means it will be like this. That means dark light combination will be there. Dark and light alternative colors stripped. So here table instead of dark, I will use light. It will be in this way. Now for tables, we have ready-made classes. You can apply these classes. And inside table, you see we can put paginations. For example, suppose here I want in this we will put an unordered list item anchor. Here we will write 1, okay, and similarly so 2 and 4 like this we are giving. Like that any number of options you can give. Now you can give simply applying a class called pagination. In pagination, every list item is considered every class here we define as page item linked with a class called page link. That means every link we define as page link. Copy. Every link is defined as page link. Now you can see that pagination will see at the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose I want second page active. Then for second page item, I can give active. Then second page will be highlighted. But remember, this is not going to work JavaScript. We attach this to table based on how many rows we will put pagination. It is just design. To create such pagination design, we can create manually. How we can create manually? Deflex, display flex, boxes, colors, padding, center alignment, everything we can do. But it is easy now. We have to just use pagination. For example, you see, for first item, suppose for first item, we use here instead of 1, we use ampersand LAQUO. And for the last item, we will use ampersand RAQUO, right hand side, left hand side. It will give like this. This is the symbol actually. This is left hand side symbol. This is right hand side symbol. Or you can use bootstrap icons also. We can use bootstrap icons and we can keep those bootstrap icons. Anything we can keep there. So that is pagination. We have pagination size. We have like pagination SMLG. If I use pagination SM, small size will come. We can have large, we can have small. Mostly while designing tables, cards like content, and you want to show page numbers at the bottom, so you can design pagination. Pagination combination here I am using table. I am using table. By using the tables and paginations, we can easily create. This is one example. Now, in this example, we learned two things. We have pagination and we have table. In table, one special option is there. I will show you. Example, I will paste it here. In table, we have responsive table. Responsive table is very commonly used. Responsive table is nothing but it will allow to scroll the table if it is having more columns. For example, to understand responsive table here, see, in this table, in the heading, I will add lot of columns. So if I added lot of columns, you can see table have lot of columns. Then you can observe that I have to scroll the page. No, page should not scroll. Only table should scroll. Entire page should not scroll left, right. Then what we do is, in order to design that, this entire table must be kept in a container. It must be kept in a div. And that div should use a class called table responsive. We have to use table responsive. Now the table can be scrolled. That means now you can see table will scroll. Page will not scroll. That means page is not going to scroll. Page is not going to scroll. Page will be there. Only table will be scrolling. If you have more lengthy columns, then better use responsive. Actually, in old versions, we have to write responsive inside table only. But now we have to write outside. That means when already I told you, when you go online for examples, what you will see is people writing inside table, they will write the class table responsive. Actually, in old versions, we used to do like this. Now it will not work like this. It will not work. Now they have changed this orientation. What you have to do, you have to create a container. That container should have a class called table responsive. In that, you have to keep the table. In that you have to keep the table. Now, if the table is having so many columns, then no problem. It will be responsive. So that depends on how you are configuring, right? So this is one major option while working in. So two simple things you have learned here. One is how to set pagination and how to set tables. What are the classes used for tables? Tables, simple. We have table, table hover, table dark and all. And this is for pagination. Next, these are very simple things, right? Another, we have images, bootstrap images. For pictures, if you want to apply some effects for pictures, we have only two classes. One is image and image img, image class img, and img thumbnail, thumbnail. Only these two we are having. Image and image thumbnail, these two classes we have. That's it. We don't have much options for that. And actually, that is used for pictures. Suppose I'm taking a picture here. That means I'm using images. Here, IMG SRC and so public images, some backpack jacket, okay, width 100 and height 100 like this. And you see this is general image. Now you see for images in Bootstrap they have a class. We can use image img. Img is the image base class, and you can use img thumbnail or you can use img fluid. img fluid. Fluid is nothing but responsive. It will adjust according to browser. That means we can give img fluid, and if I give img fluid, it will be like this. Actually, this will be adjusting its height and width according to the content. Means you already know responsive means only width, not height, right? And very important, because you mentioned here certain standard height and width, I will remove this standard height and width. Then you can see it will be like this. That means it will be adjusting according to the browser width. That is actually fluid. According to the browser, it will be adjusting. Height, you know that. Height generally is not under responsive. Only width will come under responsive. That means you can adjust and you can configure the width, it will fit accordingly. So that is responsive. You can use another option. You can use fluid, or you can also use img thumbnail. img thumbnail is nothing but it will put a bordered like this. You can see thumbnail will give border. A border will be like this. That is just ready-made border. Of course, you can apply normal border also, right? You can apply border colors, border sizes, different you can give. So by default, it is having a thumbnail like appearance. For that, they given these classes. We have image thumbnail, and image fluid. Nothing special. So we don't need them. Without that also we can handle. Syntactically, I will give here. So img, some src, then class, we can apply img fluid, and we can use img thumbnail. We can use img fluid and img thumbnail. These are used for images, pictures, right? I will just give you this example. That is just only one simple image example here. Right. Next important in Bootstrap, these are all simple components, images, tables, paginations, and another option, progress. Actually, one progress you already learned in HTML. In HTML, if you remembered, we learned progress bar, meter, progress bar controls we learned. What is the purpose of progress? The purpose of progress is to display the status of any task performed in page, like downloading, uploading, copying. All such actions are displayed by using progress. Already in HTML, we learned that progress. In HTML, we learned the progress. So in HTML, how the progress is defined, for example, in HTML, generally HTML progress, we have to add progress, and you can see the progress will display like this. You can have value for progress like min is equal to 1, max equal to 100, value is equal to 30. Like this we can show. But lot of problems we discussed here. What are the problems we discussed here is how much percent it is value. I can't display value on the progress. You have to put the value. We cannot put the value here, 30%. I am showing nothing. We have to put the value either before or after. Before or after we have to put the value. But now in Bootstrap, you have better progress bars. You have better progress bars. What you can do is, see, I will use here Bootstrap progress. In Bootstrap, what you can do is you can just keep a div. Inside the div, you can apply the class progress. So you can define progress. Now inside progress, you can design a progress bar. That means here we have to define a class progress bar. Now very important, this is progress. Inside progress, we have progress bar. This progress bar, you see actually now, it looks normal. That progress bar is there, but it looks normal. Now you can tell how much percent it should show. The percent is defined by using style. Style width. Width is equal to, suppose I given 30%. Width equal to 30%. Now it looks like this. What is advantage of that? Depending on width, I given 100%, then it will be full. I given 30%, it will be like this. Now what is advantage here? You can write 30% completed. Now you can see the text will be there. You can add padding, spacing, anything, you can keep it there. Now you can see we can create another div inside the progress. We can put progress bar. Here we can put the style as 70%. Style is equal to width 70%. Now what we have to do is, so 70% remaining. 70% remaining. Then you can see it says 70%. How much? 70% remaining. But we want different colors. That means for one progress, we can put BG success. And for another progress, BG danger. Then it will display like this. Your wish, you can display more than 2 also. 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, multiple progress bars you can add. Multiple progress bars you can add. And very important, actually, we have progress, we have progress, we have progress bar, progress bar, we have progress bar, progress bar, progress bar, actually animated. Progress bar animated. We have like progress, we have like stripped progress is there. Progress animated, progress stripped, we can apply those effects. Actually, you see now, this is normal progress bar. Now you can observe here, for this progress bar, I am giving progress bar animated and I am giving progress bar stripped. Three options I am giving. Progress bar animated stripped means it will be like this. Animation will come. Like the strips are animated. So we have here progress bar stripped, progress bar animated. Animated means only animation, but animation will come only when you give stripped. That means we use progress bar stripped. Stripped means now it will display like this. That is the progress bar. What is advantage is it looks better than your HTML progress bar. We can even control this dynamically. We can even control this dynamically. That's the reason in several websites, you don't see HTML progress bar much. Even this progress bar is also not good. It looks okay, but it is not good for real time. Why? Because why I have to use so much space for that, right? Put a lengthy bar and show 30%. These days, people are using mobile. On mobile, you cannot put a lengthy bar left to right and say 70% completed, 30%. This is not good. That means in the modern internet, our websites must be simple, expressive. Simple, expressive. That means even people are intelligent. So you don't need to give much effort in explaining them. Suppose you put a red color, they will understand that, okay, some problem is there. Right? You don't need to write that error. Please do this. You just put red color. He will understand that it is error. Right? These days, people who are developing websites, they need to develop with less features, better interface. Don't invest lot of screen space. Don't try to use lot of screen space. That is confusion for users and not good for mobile like devices. That is the reason these days you will find these very less. We don't use much. Then what is best? So here progress bar animated, another one progress bar stripped, and syntactically like this. We will have a div class called progress, and inside that we have to use a div. This will represent progress bar. Progress bar, it will be progress bar stripped, and it will be progress bar animated. Animated, but percentage how to give style. Style width, how much? Some 40%. Like this we need to define. And here you can put your text. So like 40% completed. Like this we can define. This is the progress bar. This is the progress bar. But as I already told you, these days we don't prefer such progress bars. This is another example I will give. This is an example for progress bar. But these days we don't prefer such progress bars. Then what we do is, instead of using progress bars, now these days we use BootStrap. bootstrap spinners. We use bootstrap spinners. Spinners are good. What is advantage of spinner is you can even display in a button. In a small area you can display. Actually for that we have spinner border, and we have spinner grow. We have spinner SM small, and we have spinner LG large. If you want to apply colors, you have to apply by using text contextual colors you have to apply. These days we are using spinners instead of progress. I will show you. Instead of using progress, you can use spinners. What we can do here, we can just put a div span anywhere. We have to just add a class spinner border. Actually, spinner border will display like this. That is one style. And what is advantage of this is you can put simply text text primary. It will display like that color. You can keep any text inside it, but not recommended. For example, I can put some 50%. The text will be inside it. You can keep text also inside it, or you don't need to do that. So you can do one thing. You can write like this. You can put here simple button, and in that you can put a span class. We have spinner border, and here we just write loading, and here you can see that it will display like this. Now what we do is, for this spinner we can use spinner border SM. This will be small. Now you can change the button color. What is it? BTN and BTN primary, then button. According to button it will display. That looks better. We have two types of spinners. One is border spinner, another grow spinner. You have a grow spinner also. For example, I given here spinner instead of border, we can use grow, and spinner grow SM. Then it will be like this. Grow is like zoom, like it will display like this. These are spinners. These days these are enough. You don't need to show progress bars and all these things. Actually these are done with CSS, but some websites do in a different CSS. They build their own spinners with CSS animations, effects. They create their own spinners. You see, websites these days websites will have spinners, spinner GIF. You can see spinner GIFs will be like this. You see, people give spinners like this. This is a spinner. This is GIF. Yeah, you see, it looks like this. These days, spinners look in a different way. They look in a different way. These are all built with CSS animations. With CSS animations, we build such spinners and do, but not required. So generally, we completely depend on Bootstrap. That's enough. Because simple progress we need to show, we can do it. So that is spinners, how we can use, right? So copy this example and paste. This is example for spinners. So you have so many simple things here, but important, right? So one is pagination, another one tables, we have images, and we have progress, and we have spinners. We have another important is now bar. Now bootstrap now. Remember, navigation is different, bootstrap nav is different. It is little different actually. Now actually with the tabs actually two types of navigations are present. We can use those navigations. Two types of navigations are present. Two types of navigations means a responsive navigation bar and an ordinary tab based navigation. Tab based navigation also is very popularly used actually. Tab based navigation means for that we have now item, we have like now link, we have like now text, we have like now tabs, and we have like now pills. These are used for simple navigation. Now item, now link, now text, now tabs, now fills, these are used for navigation. What is specialty of this is, you see, but you need combination of tabs. I will tell you what are tabs. We will see here. I'm just designing uh, tab based navigation. Tab based navigation. Here I'm designing an ordered list, unordered list. We have a list item, we have an anchor, we have like basic details, and we have like preview, and we have like description. Something like this we define. Actually, this is how it looks like: basic details, preview, description. Now what we are doing is, for this we are using a class called now. So this is the class, and class contains an option called now. That is simple now. Okay, in this is the class we defined as now item. Now item. That means all these list items are considered as now items. These are now items. And this link is defined as, so we will keep as now link. We will keep as now link. That means all these links anchors, these are defined as now links. Now you can see that the nows will be like this. This may look normal, but when I move mouse, you see here actually we can give a tab based appearance. How to give that? Simply we have to add here now tabs. If I add now tabs, then you can see that it will be like this now. That means when I move the mouse onto it, you can see preview will be like this. This is tab. That is tab. That means now basic details, preview, description. When I move mouse onto it, that highlighting will happen actually. This is tabs. Actually, now item we can give as active. That means one item can be active. We can keep it active. But actually, when user clicks on them, those concerned details should come below. That means how we can design that. Actually, this requires a combination. That means under this navigation, so under this navigation, we are using a div. And this div contains a class called, this is called tab content. This is tab content. Okay. In this tab content, we have tab pans. When you are designing now tabs, we will have tab content. Every tab content will have tab pan. we will have a tab pan. Tab pan will have a tab pan. This tab pan contains information, basic details. In basic details, I am giving a data list and a data term as name, data definition, some Nike casuals like this. And we have data term price and data definition, some price we are defining. And actually that is the tab panel, and tab panel is not displayed because this tab pan also should use an option called active, and you see that is active. That means now the tab pan is active. Now what should happen when user clicks preview? Then preview should come. When user clicks description, description should come. That means what is that ID? This is basic, right? Now similarly, we will design another tab pan. I will create another tab pan. This tab pan we will give as preview. Okay, means the ID is preview. Now here we have to display preview. Preview means the picture. IMG SRC. We have public images. Then here we have shoe.jpg, width and height. Width and height 200 like this. This is preview. Now we have another pan. So we have another pan, and this pan contains description. And here we write description, and here we will write a paragraph, and we will say something about Nike casuals. Like this we are defined. Now important is this preview, description, buttons, click should work. I hope you can tell now. What is that? This link href must be hash basic. This link href must be hash preview, and this href must be hash description. And what about toggle? Data bs toggle. It should toggle tabs. It should use tabs. So that means data bs toggle should be tabs. I'm using data bs toggle tabs. That means when I click preview, that preview description should come. And here I think some problem. What is it? Any error is there? Once check. Some problem came here. Preview is working fine. Okay, it is not tabs, it is tab, right? The data bs toggle is tab, because this basic is tab name, tab preview description, that is tab name. Now you can see here, I click description will come, preview will come, basic details it will come. So this is a simple navigation technique. How you display, you can configure here. What is it? This tab content margin top as 3 or 4. It will have some space. So this is preview, this is description, and this is basic details. So tabs, navigation tab based is used with combination of such things. That means we need the combination of tab pan and tab content. So you need these two extra, tab content and tab pan. We need two more classes, tab content and tab pan. So whenever you are using, actually pills are nothing but appearance. Mostly people have an habit of using links. Instead of using links, you can use buttons. If you are using buttons, the good style for button is pills. For tabs is good. But for pills is good. You can use now. Now pill, as of now, you can see button symbol. But actually, good use instead of anchors. You can put different button classes. BTN. That means pills is good for buttons. Button style appearances, pills is good. Pills is good. You can use now pills or you can use now tabs. That means you can give a tab like appearance or you can give a pill like appearance. Pill like appearance that you have to do by using tabs or pills. Actually, both are not good. Suppose I say now tabs. Now tabs and now pills will not be good. Only one, either tabs or pills. Pills. So if you use tabs, then actually it will look like a tab based design. It will look like a tab based design. And if you use pills, it will look like a pill based design. So that is like buttons, it will display the content and show, right? That is the option actually. So this is basically how we can define. Actually, one more important is actually tab pan here. I'm giving active, right? Suppose you say show, I'm giving show. That means tab pan show. You can see it is not showing. By default, it is not displaying. But actually, in older version, we used to use show because just like you learned collapse options. So here, always better use active. Active. Active by default makes it display, right? That is important. This is an example for tabs, how we can create the tabs and how we can configure the tabs, right? This is tabs. Now we have very complex, that is we can create a bootstrap nav bar. Nav bar is very different. So nav bar is used to create a responsive navigation bar. It is used to create a responsive navigation bar, but it has a lot of things to understand. We need so many basic things to understand. Actually, navbar, it is used to create, it creates a responsive navigation bar with the nav items. But for that, lot of work is there. What you have to do, see, we have options like navbar. That is the class. We have like navbar brand. We have like navbar toggler, navbar toggler. We have navbar toggler icon. We have navbar toggler icon. And usually navbar have navbar navigation. We have like, so navbar expand LG large. We have like navbar dark. We have like navbar light. These are the themes for navigation bar. But combination is very important. Designing the combination is important. Let's see what is meant by navbar brand, toggler, all these things. Actually, navbar contains, you see, let's create another page. Let's create another page, navbar.html. Let me copy. Okay. And let's delete all this. Yeah. Now see how to design a navbar div. And in this div, we are configuring here a class as the class as navbar. Navbar. Now in this navbar, we can put colors. So navbar dark, dark. That is the color. Okay. And now inside this navbar, okay, that is the navbar design. Let's run this and see. It individually have nothing inside it, right? It is just an empty container. It doesn't have anything inside it. Now inside this navbar, so we need to define responsive. Responsive means navbar expand LG large. So that is the navbar. Still, there is no content inside it. So now inside this navbar, actually, we have a heading. We kept a heading here. Suppose say Amazon. This Amazon heading, that Amazon heading is actually considered as brand. We call it as navbar brand. That means we need to configure this with a class as navbar brand. That means it is defined as navbar brand. That means it is a brand. But colors we need to apply. We need to configure the colors and define the colors here. So we have navbar and we have navbar brand. Actually, this navbar is defined. For example, we keep a div. Inside the div, we will put class container fluid. Already container is there. Container is present. We will keep container fluid. So that is making responsive. Navigation bar will be responsive. Now here, navbar colors depends on your requirement. Navbar colors depending on your requirement. We will use them. See, currently we have navbar expand. Okay. And actually, when you give navbar dark collapse, navbar dark or light or primary, we apply the colors actually BG dark like that. Then it will display like this. If you give navbar dark or light, you have to use BG dark also. Then foreground, background will correctly display. Now, very important, this is called navbar brand. Navbar brand. And here you will have another one inside. We put a button. This button is called as navbar toggler. We call this as navbar toggler. So navbar toggler. This navbar toggler will have a navbar toggler icon. That means we will put a span. It will use a class. What is it? Navbar toggler icon. Actually, navbar toggler icon gets like this. You see, this is the toggler icon right side. It depends on where you give. It depends on where you given it. That means, so you can keep this heading after the toggler. After the toggler, you can put navbar brand. That means it will be left side. It will be left side. But very important is this toggler hides automatically. You can see toggler is not there. And when I adjust the window width, toggler will come. When I am adjusting the width here, automatically toggler will disappear if the width is sufficient. That means what we can do is we can put navigation items inside that. Those navigation items will display. That means actually this is toggler. This is the toggler, and you see toggler button comes automatically when width is adjusted. Width is adjusted. Actually, what we do is inside this, after configuring the toggler and toggler icon, we create here a container. Here we will put a class called, this is nothing but navbar navigation. This is navbar navigation. That means navbar have navigation items. In this, for example, I am creating ordered list or unordered list, and I am creating a list item. I am creating a list item, and this list item I am defining as, this is nothing but, it is having a class called, so this class will be now. This is having now. This is the now. That means inside the navbar navigation we can have a now. Now actually, without that, suppose I give an item, I given an anchor. This is like home. Another list item, another list item, this is like about. Another list item, that is like contact. Like this we are defining some options there. Now you can see those home, about, contact options are not here. That means we don't have those options, but actually we can display those options dynamically. So for example, this is navbar navigation. Inside the navbar navigation, we have such options designed, and you see the home, about, contact are here. They are right side, right? They are right side corner, they are displayed. Suppose I am increasing zoom level, and you see it likes like this. Now what is our design specialty is, when I am zooming, this button should come and these should hide. Those should hide. The button should come and those should hide. When they should display, when user clicks this button. Understood? When user clicks the button, this should display. This should display. And when zoom is increased, normal set, then they should display side by side. That means actually this navbar navigation should have, see, this is class. This is the class defined as nav item. That means all these considered as nav items. We considered as nav items. Now you see these are nav items. Another important, these are considered as nav links. We can configure them as nav links. But important, this nav bar should collapse. This nav bar should collapse. Then how we can do that? This nav bar should collapse. Actually, we have an option, nav bar collapse. We have an option, nav bar collapse. But important, now you can see it comes here. So, but actually what should happen is, when user zooms, now you see those items are present here. But when they should display, when you click the button, on toggler button, the nav bar should open and hide. Open and hide. That means now how to design this navigation bar which can open and close. For example, nav bar collapse is there, but you know that we have to use collapse also. Already we learned in previous approach. In previous approach, what we learned, we have to use collapse. Collapse, and this is the nav bar collapse. Now this collapse should open when user clicks on this toggler button. And observe carefully, that button is there. Zoom level I am increasing and decreasing. Then it should hide it and it should display them. Right? They are displayed. Colors we will change. Right? And actually they should display one beside another. Suppose I am not giving an order list like this, order list or list item like this, because Navbar navigations are designed by using this. Generally, what we do is previously how to create a navigation bar. Simply what we have done, we applied a class for this, and what is the class name we given as now. Now, that means this is now. And very important is that is configured as now. It looks like this. These are now items, and these are what class as what? Now link. That means this is defined as now link. These are the classes defined as now link. But they need href. You see now home, about, contact will come. This is ordinary navigation. But interestingly, observe carefully. There can be several menu items. That means I will copy. What are the menu items? We have like electronics. So, and very important. So another nav item here, inside this nav item, I can put a div, I can put a class as input group. I can put an input group, and here I can put a button as input type is text. And what is the class? Form control, and after that we kept a button. So in the button we are having a span. What is it? Class bi what? Suppose search, bi search, and this button is having the class btn and btn warning, like this. Now you can see it is having it. You can have anything inside it. You can have a button, you can have a search bar, you can have drop downs, you can have links. But see the interesting part now. When I am increasing the zoom level, automatically they will hide. They will hide. Now when they should open? When I click on this button. When I click on that button, they should open. That means on the button click, we need to pop up. That means now I hope you can tell this collapse should work for this button click. So what do you say? Do I need an ID for it? ID is suppose menu. Now can you tell what to write here? Data bs target is what? Menu. Target is hash menu. What is it? Data bs toggle is what? Collapse is the toggle. That means now when I click on this, it should open that. But very important is when I open it, it should open left side, one below another. Your wish, you can design. That we haven't yet designed, that we can create. That means we have to keep the alignments, placements for this navigation. Actually, this is the general navigation we defined. Actually, this can have a lot of effects. That means we can use like justify end, content to end, justify content to left, right. We can do it. We can keep one below another. Later I will show you those options. That means actually this is currently working fine. Only the point is placement our wish. You can keep left side, you can keep right side, you can keep one below another. You see now I am changing the zoom level. This will come. Observe carefully. I adjust the width of the window, then automatically it will display like this. It will display like this. And when I am adjusting the width, it will be like this. That means this toolbar is changing the items and it is showing those items. Now where to display them, how to display them, that depends on your placements. We will do a good placement also. We will see that. But initially, this is a responsive navigation bar. What it is doing when width is enough, actually it depends on orientation. We will do one thing. Copy this, go to the web's Chrome browser I am having. In the Chrome browser, we paste this. Okay, and here open the mobile emulator and mobile simulator. You see the nav bar looks like this now. When it is landscape, automatically it contains the menu items here. And menu items depends on the zoom level again. Depends on the zoom level. Means depends on how much zoom level is displayed for that. Suppose I'm watching on desktop like device. I'm watching like desktop like device. So you can see it will display like this. And when I automatically switch to mobile like device or some watch like device, then it will be in a different way. It will be in a different way. And I can open that menu by clicking on it. I can use those options by clicking on it. But on desktop also, its placement should change accordingly. That we can control. We can do that by using the navigation options. That means you can put anything. You can put a drop down also inside it. We will put one drop down, search bar, buttons, and everything links, and we will try to implement functionality. Functionality means when user clicks, that content should come and display here. We will try to design that entire screen. What we will do now, we will create a toolbar. On click, that content should come and display. But for that, we have to currently use iframes. You remembered we learned iframes. But later we will use Ajax. jQuery uses a concept called Ajax. By using Ajax, we can do that really. But before that, we don't know Ajax, then we will do that by using iframes. We will try to create one sample template with all the functionality, right? That we'll see next session. Tomorrow we will do that. So tomorrow we will design one exercise with this navigation bar so that I can give you one task. You have to try that. Okay. Tomorrow we will continue with this. Right.